Capable Kids Telethon. We have another story for you. Dr. Kevin Murphy specializes in physical medicine and rehabilitation services for children with physical disabilities and adults with child onset conditions. KX News' Alicia Huck sat down with Dr. Murphy to share his experience with families in our area.
All families and parents, they face challenges from time to time, but for some, those challenges are very unique with few resources to help, and that is where Capable comes in. And we have Dr. Murphy with us today to talk about some of those challenges. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Murphy.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I greatly appreciate it.
Well, Dr. Murphy, now you've worked very closely with so many of these families with children with special needs in North Dakota. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do and some of the challenges you've seen children with cerebral palsy and other childhood onset neurological conditions and their families experience over the years?
Well, they're wonderful children and wonderful families, and they have many different diagnoses, and they struggle in special ways to function throughout North Dakota and our regions, and the kids will have cerebral palsy or muscular dystrophy or spina bifida, where there's a deficiency in their spine, and they'll have different genetic conditions, or they might be born without a foot or an arm, or they'll have a twisting of their spine or scoliosis. Plus they'll have a predisposition for a lot of medical conditions like pneumonia and seizures and things that can require quite a prolonged hospital stay at times to recover from. So all of these things, as we all know, cost a lot of money, especially nowadays with inflation, and it's just thousands of dollars above pretty much everybody's budget. So we try to come together with a wonderful event like Capable has put forward here to raise the bigger money, the larger sums of money that these kids occasionally require once or twice in their life to make it through the wonderful care they receive in North Dakota.
Absolutely. And when you work with these families, because all of this equipment and everything that the children need is not always covered by insurance. And so do you talk with the families about the limitations of health insurance and maybe some of that equipment that they might need to purchase out of pocket, and what you advise them to do for that?
Even insurance only pays like 80% at the most of some of this. So, 20% of $40,000 still quite a bit of money, $8,000. So we have a lot of money that comes out of pocket, and that's a lot in anybody's budget. A lot of these events happen suddenly, and they don't know when their seizures are going to go out of control, or they'll aspirate on some food and have pneumonia and wind up with a 30-day hospital stay with 8 to 10 days in the ICU, which I'd have to go to the latest cost. It's almost $5,000-6,000 a day in the ICU if I'm not underestimating it and things. And so the costs become overwhelming. And the other fact is nobody really chooses a life like this. It's a beautiful life, and we're wonderful to be involved in it. So we all want to help each other out here with the bigger costs that are just well beyond 98% of people or more budgets month to month, and that's what Capable and the fundraising events are about.
Absolutely. And are there any other programs like Capable that you refer families to? We don't know of the programs that could be out there, but Capable we know is new and helping a very unique group of people and families.
It's very unique in the sense is that all the money goes to the kids and families. There's no other sources or no other outlets for this money to flow. The families put in a request, and the careful committee looks at it and decides how they're going to fund money quarter to quarter, and the wishes are granted. And so it's not, the money isn't dedicated to a certain program or a certain part of a hospital or a park or something in the community. It's devoted right to the family's wishes, what they need at the time. So the family asks and Capable responds, and it's all volunteers. Nobody's making any money here. It's just trying to help people be happy and survive in a tough environment, and that's what Capable is all about.
Absolutely. Is there anything else, Dr. Murphy, that you would like to add about Capable and why people should consider helping this organization and all of these families out?
We're just looking to help these kids and families in North Dakota for these large sums, these large gifts that are required and to survive with conditions like cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy. So we just function with a spirit of thankfulness for Capable and the leadership, and wish them the best. Anything we can do to help, we certainly want to help.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Murphy. We thank you very much for your time and all you do for these children and their families. It's very much appreciated.
Well, thank you, Ashley. You guys have a great day.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alicia. That's a beautiful story.